Hey everybody, Eve here again. 2 videos today. Whoa, on a roll. Now, today's update is to that previous video I did about being scammed by that Chinese company that goes by the name of Realistic Toys by Emma, or Emma's Realistic Toys. To be honest, I'm kind of dyslexic. There'll be a link beneath the video that guides you to the website, but for those of you that haven't seen that video, I purchased a toy, and it was supposed to look like a realistic teacup Yorkie puppy. And if you go to that website and look, you will see, and watch my previous video also, which I will link underneath. You'll be able to see that this, what I received, and I paid $46 for it, which to me is a lot of money, looked nothing like the item that I ordered. I mean, absolutely nothing. The item that I ordered, and I'm an artist, so I'm able to make these distinctions. It said in the description that it had airbrushed fur, glass eyes, hand sculpted nose, and little paw things. It was jointed, and so it was somewhat posable. There's even restrictions when you buy plush toys or anything that's jointed, that nothing's going to be able to pose like a true puppy, but you'd be able to make it realistically look like it's lying down, like it's sitting, excuse me for sniffling like that, things of that nature. So, needless to say, I waited almost what was over a month to receive the item, because it did come from China. And when I opened the box, I was horrified. I was mortified by the creature that I pulled up out of that box that absolutely looked nothing like the realistic puppy that Emma and her cronies claimed would be in that box. And immediately I contacted PayPal, or I went through, since I paid for the item using PayPal, which I recommend everyone do. Either use a credit card or some other method to order. PayPal is wonderful for protecting you. They always protect their buyers from fraud and what have you. And then I submitted or opened a claim for an item not as described, and I took photographs. I photographed everything. I photographed the package, I photographed the puppy, I photographed the paperwork, I photographed everything, and I just told PayPal, look at this. And then I sent them a link to the website, as well as provided photos of what I ordered, the puppy that I ordered. And so I submitted a lot of evidentiary proof to PayPal that even though I did get, now see, you got to remember, in legal terms, I ordered a teacup toy Yorkshire Terrier plush puppy that was supposed to look realistic. The one I received was that. It was more realistic than, say, anything you can go get at the store. Granted. And it, a lot of people would say, well, you got what you paid for. No, I didn't. I mean, anybody with their own eyes can go and examine the website and look at the puppy. The puppy that I ordered was called Benji on their website, on this scam website made by whoever that supposedly belongs to Emma, whoever Emma is. I say Emma like an 80-year-old, don't I? I think that's interesting. I'm not 80 yet, but anyway, yeah, it's gorgeous. It's so adorable. And I was thinking, oh well, $46. It's really not very much for something that's just so absolutely adorable and cuddly, and it would look cute sitting on my bed. I've always been one of these chicks that, even though I seem a little cowgirl tough, I like little plush toys. I like not a lot, but I like a couple of really well-made plush toys, especially that look like a puppy or something on my bed. And because I don't have my husband anymore, it gives me something kind of, snuggle. And I can't have a real dog or any real animals inside my tiny home because it's just like, well, it's just too tiny. I really don't. I don't have a place to put a cat box. And the kind of dogs I like are toys and teacup toys. And even though I do have room for piddle pads or something, I just don't think it would be fair to put a tiny little animal in such a tiny cramped space and not allow it to get out and run and have fun. And I just don't. I just think this space is amazing for me, but I don't think it's amazing for pets. And I've always owned pets. I've always had pets, so it's a great sacrifice. But I also have a lot of animals here on this farm, and I enjoy them. But I enjoy them outside, and then I come back in. So, I mean, I've got the best of both worlds. I don't have a teacup toy Yorkshire, which I want, and I have a friend that I went to school with, and she has the perfect one. I'm not going to say my friend's name, but I'm going to say the name of her little teacup toy, and it's named Tootsie. Perfect puppy. I want that puppy, but can't have that puppy. So when I run into her, which is every now and then, I get to see that puppy. So she's adorable, absolutely, and the owner is too. The owner, I've always thought, looks like a cute little cat. She looks like a little kitten anyway. Prettiest little girl you've ever seen, ever. And still, she's perfect person, inside and out. I digress. But anyway, PayPal did contact me. I completely won that case. That Chinese company, by the way, did, once they realized I'd opened an item not as described case against them, they contacted PayPal and said she needs to return this item to us and we'll give her a full refund. Now, bear in mind, the item cost me $46, 10 of which was for the shipping. Okay, but $46. And they contacted me and they gave me a mailing address. Now, I'm not going to sit here and read the mailing address. I've pretty much thrown all that stuff away because I won the case. All I can say is they came back with an address that was so long, there is no way I could have legally mailed that. I mean, seriously, the address was something like this. Go to Jinlu, whatever the name was. It says address to Jinlu, elevator 4, building 6, something kind of park, in some kind of part of a province, and then something else, China. Now, how do you address something like that? I took it to the post office, and the postal worker said, how do you even format that? Everything has to be legally formatted to be properly mailed. Get what I'm saying? You can't do this person in this building, this elevator in this building, this floor, this province, you guys, I never seen anything like it in my life. And then the postal worker goes, well, do you want to know how much it's going to cost for this package? You guys saw the package. If you watched the other video, you saw the package. It was like one of those, what do they call that stuff? It's the real thin, but very, what's it called? Tyvek mailer. This is almost weightless. And of course, like I said, the dog that I got really wasn't stuffed. It was a hollow piece of hard plastic with a little bit of fake fur on it, So this thing was light. And the postal worker goes, well, that's going to cost you $27. And I said, oh, no, I'm not. Oh, no. No, I'm not. No, I'm not mailing it. Oh, no, I'm not mailing it. So I came home and immediately contacted PayPal, which now once you open a case not as described, and once they send the notification to the seller that you've opened this case against them, and then the seller then returns to PayPal and instructs PayPal, have her return it and we'll refund her. That's all PayPal does. They then instruct you need to return this. As soon as you return the item, you'll be refunded. And they don't give you the ability without contacting a live agent to combat that, or to come back with your argument to add to the claim. And I've advised PayPal they need to do something about to be able to keep the communications open during a claim, so that you keep submitting new information as it's happening in real time. But they kind of don't do that. So I ended up, sending emails to them, going through the PayPal claim process, which is kind of complicated, but I managed, and I just said, hey, this is going to cost me $27 to mail back. Here's the address they gave me. As you can see, the United States Postal System has alerted me that this isn't even a formatable or legal address. How do you mail this? I can't afford to mail this back. I'm losing money. This company just completely and utterly defrauded me by promising this item and sending me something that isn't even a reasonable counterfeit. I mean, it's just an out-and-out counterfeit. Absolutely not what I ordered. I did not order what I received. That's not what I ordered. I ordered what the item appeared to be on the website, which was a completely different item. So I did not get the item. I told him it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair that I should have to send something back. And then I told them, look at this. This isn't even a legal address back to China. There's no way. You can't even do this. The system won't accept it. They don't even know how to do it. They don't even know how to start to do it. It was such a mumbled mess. So anyway, a few days later, somebody got back and said, normally we do require that you mail the item back, but in this case, we found it in your favor. And I did notice that the full $46 had been refunded and the case had been closed in my favor. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Justice prevailed. But trust me, I had to fight. I had to fight, and I had to document, and I had to keep going back in there and fighting. And it's a process, and it's stressful because there's nothing worse than getting ripped off. And that's the biggest reason I did that video, and this is the biggest reason I'm doing this video, is because I don't want anybody else. I don't want anybody else to get ripped off by this company. But trust me, there's so many of them out there, and they're all doing the same thing. They're all promising you the gorgeous apparel. I mean, I've looked at some of the boho clothing websites, and this stuff is gorgeous, and then you order it and you're so disappointed in it. And even though Wish is a good company, I still don't like buying clothing from them. The clothing still disappoints because they've got the gorgeous models, and the models are in beautiful pieces of clothing that when you order them, Wish will send you something that is a reasonable facsimile thereof, but it's still not the same item. I just ordered a shirt that had really cute little sleeves, and it was very bohemian looking, and it was cute. But I noticed that the model that's in the Wish photographs and ads, there was stitching. The stitching was a contrast type of stitching, and the item I received had no contrast stitching. And the sleeves were more raglan, and then there was this really cute fabric that was sewn in that fell about down to here on the arms. And then when I got mine, and I even got it in a medium, so it was huge actually, but still the sleeve started at here, and in the pictures the sleeves are way down here, which gives that real raglan dropped off the shoulder kind of look, which is what made me want to purchase it to begin with, plus the contrast stitching and none of that. But is it an item I can wear? Sure. And it was cheap, and so I don't consider that a loss. But like I said, haven't ordered anything from Wish yet that actually exceeded or even met my reasonable expectations of that item. It's just that it's not a complete ripoff. Okay, and I'm aware of it when I go, and it's so cheap. It's like it's not that big of a loss. But have I learned my lesson using Wish? Absolutely. There's certain things I order through Wish, like electronics, little things like. Where'd I put it? Well, just all kinds of things. I don't have any examples right now, but, try to buy everything that you purchase online from a reputable website. And the best way to vet reputable websites is to go through, to look at the contact page. Reputable websites will have addresses, phone numbers, customer support numbers. Fake websites will just have an email address. They won't have phone numbers. And like I said, they'll give you the impression they're here in the United States. They're not. Most of them are not. And then one of the worst scammy websites or Chinese companies that's scamming everybody with clothing and what have you is called a company called Chick V, CHIC, and then there's the letter V, Chick V International, and they don't put that on their websites. You'll usually not see that on the website, but has been a couple that I've seen recently where I went to the bottom and I said, "Yep, that's Chick V. Don't ever order from them. Don't." I did. And the stuff that I received was total crap. I end up having to pay for it, but oh well, I learned from the experience, and the stuff really wasn't worth even donating. I wouldn't even donate it. I just threw it away. It's just junk. It's just crap. But you live and learn. So there's been a few that ripped me off a little bit, a couple of times. Not much. Usually I don't roll over. So anyway, I've got a phone call coming in. Until next time, thumbs up, comment on, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And while you're subscribing to my YouTube channel, ring that notification bell for future video uploads. And may Christ bless each and every one of you most abundantly. And yeah, don't get rid